All right, here's some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Walkingstick and Frank26. Respect the first 2 weeks of January in order to expect a second change in the rate of the Iraqi dinar. But this time it will be higher, not lower. They have pumped up the dollar into the markets of Iraq while collecting as many 3-0 notes as possible during this 1450 rate. They will kill two birds with one stone. They collected the 3 zeros and they invested internationally at a rate that was more advantageous to them. Brilliant. All right, Petra says all accounts and all budgets since 2017 are now current. We're talking about the 2017 FML 2020 budget. What's in the 2020 budget? The new rate. That's why we're so excited. All these pieces and parts are coming together. This is coming together to a point, and there's much more coming. Mountain Goat article, quote, Iraqi banks have undertaken reforms coinciding with the Iraqi government's measure to reform the economy, unquote. Quotes, the Central Bank of Iraq announced in a statement December 19th the devaluation of the Iraqi dinar to 1450 to help reduce the country's fiscal deficit in the state budget for 2021 from 70 trillion to nearly 30 trillion dinars. Simultaneously, Iraqi banks have undertaken additional measures to optimize the Iraqi economy. In the past weeks, government banks intensified calls for citizens to deposit their money in their bank branches instead of hoarding it at home, unquote. Here it is in black and white in the news, in your face. It is what I've told you is one of the reasons why the devaluation of the dinar. Do you believe me now what they are doing? Frank26, what have you seen in the last few days is pumping of more Iraqi dinars into the market of Iraq. It would have been really bad news if we would have seen that they were dumping more 3-0 notes. That would have been a disaster because then you would have a time period to collect those 3 zeros. This is the goal. There's nothing more important than monetary reform right now. No longer Iran, no longer security and stability. It's now focused on the citizens. By George, it's working. They did not bump 3-0 notes back into the market, no. What they did was double up on their sales, the USD sales of their auctions. All right, MarkZ via PDK. We did see some interesting things in the financial world. We're seeing changes of value of the dinar compared to the Vietnamese dong. We did see in options in Iraq that they are pulling almost every US dollar off the street. This tells you they are close to changing their value, swinging the value up because they're literally getting the US dollars off of the streets in the options. All right, Walkingstick and Frank26, the Iraqi tellers, that's where we are at. They're already trained. They already know what it looks like. They already know how to distribute and answer questions. The more you see the American dollar disappear in the next 2 weeks, the better the position the new small category notes will be to finally come out. We feel the monetary reform is on course. All right, Adam, Montana, we don't have any guest speakers. We're not giving away any Jinzu knives. We do have a great chance of, quote, you get an HCL, everyone gets an HCL, unquote, in the near future. Go RV. All right, Frank26, article blue and green, 2 types of dollars in Iraq. Explanation for the mystery of low market prices compared to the official pricing. Which number will be proven? Auctions are dropping. The American dollar is being flooded. The 3 zeros are disappearing. They're looking for that sweet spot. These 2 colors are playing a very large part in the monetary reform of the Iraqi dinar. It is extremely easier to remove the USD from the markets of Iraq than it is to remove the 3-0 notes from the markets of Iraq. For more information, will start to flow now and probably towards the end of this week. It will start to flow about these 2 colors. This is another good sign. The stuff they're doing right now is simply brilliant. Greenbacks, huh? I like the blue one. Wink. All right. Mountain Goat, article, quote, Al-Kazimi stops bids at the expense of Iraq, unquote. Quote, the year 2021 is the year, the Iraqi achievement. We will reach this achievement quickly and efficiently, and the state will prevail and Iraq will triumph over all challenges, unquote. I've said this before, that this is Iraq's last chance for the needed reforms. There will be no other opportunities. Didn't they tell us recently that they planned on a 5% GDP in 2021? All right, and MarkZ, One of the prevailing stories out there is that we may see Iraq go as a 1-to-1, and then late February, early March, we may see the actual reset for lower overall value than we had expected, but that we will still see a reset. I'm getting the story from several sources that if today does not go well, we may see Iraq move to a 1-to-1 rate. I've heard this from the third week in December, but do not know how much credence to give it. All right, Walkingstick and Frank26. If we progressively see the auction numbers continue to fall, that's another confirmation that the American dollar is about to leave the Iraqi market and very soon to be replaced with a new denomination and a new exchange rate for these new small category notes. It's that simple. It's not complicated. It's on course. And lastly, the most recent update from Bruce via Wiser Now, information that we've had, information talking about us receiving notifications, and one particular transmission had us receiving notification on Thursday that goes in line and corresponds with another bank's interpretation of our timing. We could get notified Thursday and start Friday. It would not surprise me if we were notified Thursday morning and got started, an appointment set, and started on that day. So we're just going to have to wait it out and see. We know that Iraq is ready to go and not waiting much longer. I cannot really get into the rates. They are changing, constantly updated and traded. Sorry for that. My dogs are playing a little bit. And something we are going to know when we get in there. So hang in there. Be patient.